From the earliest days of the railway, it was a pioneer. A beautiful and majestic, yet powerful design. This is 563, a London and South Western Railway T3 class that was built in 1893. It is one of the finest examples of express passenger locomotives from the Victorian era, with an incredibly rich history and a remarkable survival story. Our mission is to bring 563 back to life in 2023. If we succeed, this will be the first time the T3 has been seen in steam for 75 years, and to get there, the engine is currently undergoing an extensive overhaul like it's never had before. My name's Nathan and I'm the chair of the 563 Locomotive Group. I'll be looking at the T3's past and the present to understand what this project means for the Swanage Railway and its future. I'm here at Norden, where the T3's tender has remained on the railway ever since it first arrived in 2017. This particular part of the project is far less complex compared to the engine itself, but it still carries the coal and water, so this vehicle is vital. It's therefore time for some tender loving care, so today I'm going to show you what's next for this particular phase of the project. The complete tender weighs approximately 35 tonnes, and the tank has a capacity for 3,500 gallons of water, with space directly on top of it for around 3 tonnes of coal. Over the winter, our volunteers disconnected and removed all the components, like the brake blocks, rigging and fittings, before unbolting, grinding and burning out the numerous rivets that held the tank to the frames. And in March, our crane department helped lift it free. As you can see, the rolling chassis is ready to go. Everything you see here will be overhauled in our heavy engineering facility at Hurston Works. Springs, axle boxes, even the frames themselves will be overhauled in time for next year. In the meantime, we'll be sending the tank away to a specialist contractor for repair. It's been over 70 years since it last had water, and even before then its life in service. You can actually even see signs of its life in preservation. This here is the Drummond Green lettering from 1948, and on the right here is actually the Adams P Green in preservation at the museum from 1959. So it's had a really long life in service, and inevitably there's some pitting and corrosion to address, but there's also going to be an opportunity for us to undertake a minor modification. Unlike more modern designs of tender, the shovelling position on this is actually very high up, and even for me, and I'm 6'3". So by lowering the shovelling position, it'll make it more comfortable for our crews, especially in this day and age. Otherwise it becomes a bit of a difficult task. But of course, it actually has the added advantage of increasing the coal capacity slightly. But from the outside, you wouldn't know any different. So on balance, this is quite a pragmatic solution. Thanks to donations from the Trust Winter Appeal that supported the T3's tender, and the 563 Locomotives Group's own tender club, we have already fully funded this particular aspect of the project, so we can't wait to see more significant progress being made in due course. With the increasingly exciting prospect of seeing the T3 make a triumphant return to steam, I'm going to revisit the flour mill and speak with the Swanage Railway Trust Chairman, Gavin Johns, to find out what the future holds for the locomotive when we bring the engine and the tender together on the Swanage Railway. Hi Gavin, thanks for taking the time to come up here today. Now you've had the chance to see the engine for yourself, what do you think 563 means to the railway?
It's really good to be able to see the state of work on the locomotive today. There's some great progress that's been made, some very complicated engineering that's been completed, and it looks, I think, that we're on the final straight. So when the loco's back on the railway, it'll complement the Swanage Railway. It's a close fit for the history of the line, and we'll be delighted to see the engine back in steam pulling trains in Dorset.
563 is the first locomotive the Swanage Railway Trust actually owns. How important is that for the wider railway?
Well, as you say, it is our asset, and we're very excited to own it, and it presents a great opportunity for us to raise funds and to have the work carried out on the locomotive, and then to use it and to see it at work on the railway. I think a lot of people will get pleasure from that, and I know our volunteers will enjoy working on the locomotive and driving it and maintaining it. And in due course, when we need to undertake large repairs, we will take a serious and sensible approach to funding those. So it's quite an exciting development for the railway.
Steve, we've seen the team here at the flour mill making excellent progress, but how is our fundraising going, and what do we need to do if we're to keep this momentum going?
Our fundraising is going really well. We're very fortunate. We've got a great team of about 400 supporters who contribute to keeping this programme rolling. They've been steady with us throughout the pandemic, and they continue to provide a great monthly income such that we can make a continued commitment to the flour mill to keeping this programme rolling. Knowing how much money is coming in each month is really important to be able to make that forward commitment to them. We've still got a long way to go, and our ability to increase the work rate at the flour mill in order to meet an entry into service, which we would really like to see in 2023, is going to be totally dependent on our ability to continue to raise funds and indeed to raise some more. But my hope is that we'll be reaching some big milestones in the very near future with the boiler, and that will provide increased enthusiasm for the project and will result in us getting the funds that we need to bring this project over the line.
And how can people support the project?
We've got a number of different ways to support this project. People can support this project in very small amounts, single amounts, monthly donations, and we have opportunities for people to sponsor a particular component, from relatively small amounts for a boiler tube or a firebox stay, through to larger items such as we've had here with this magnificent new smoke box that you see here on the T3. So there are opportunities for everybody. Do get in touch with us if you think you would like to do that, or you would like more details about how to donate to the railway. We'd be very pleased to help you.
Our aspiration is to have 563 complete by 2023. This is a significant year for many reasons. Not only will it be 75 years since 563 last steamed for the Waterloo Centenary and therefore be complete by the 175th anniversary of the station itself, it'll also be 100 years since the formation of the Southern Railway, and even before that, 185 years since the beginning of the LSWR itself. 563 is totally unique. Many thought they'd never see it in steam again, but before too long we can bring the T3 back to life if the donations and standing orders are forthcoming. We can't wait to share this engine with you, running on the railway it was built for and sharing it with future generations to enjoy. To do that, we really need your further support, so thank you very much. If you'd like to find out more about the T3, visit www.563locomotivegroup.co.uk, where you can also make a donation towards the overhaul and help 563's return to steam in 2023.